Hello, we are back, and tonight we're making meatloaf, like Grandma used to make. Well, I don't know. I don't have a recipe. We're making meatloaf, and hopefully it'll be good. I know my mom used to make meatloaf all the time with 8 people in the family, 6 kids and 2 adults in the family back then. But you had to stretch the dollar, so meatloaf was a big thing. I love meatloaf, it's really good. So we're gonna make some tonight. First time I've made it, so we'll hope it tastes really good. And the first thing is, so you gotta mix all this stuff with your hands. So if you have jewelry on, take it off. Not only take it off, I mean, 1, it'll be slimy, and 2, you don't wanna bake the meatloaf and say, oh, God, there might be a ring in there, don't bite hard. So take off your jewelry. All right, so we're gonna start with pound of, the recipe calls for a pound of ground beef. We use turkey, it's just a little more lean, but ground turkey. And then we're gonna put pretty much everything you see here into the turkey. And then you mix it all with your hands. So first, we'll put in onion. That's 1 yellow onion diced up. Minced up, I guess, not diced, minced. And then we have 1 cup of breadcrumbs. We have 1/2 cup of milk. Well, okay, 1/2 cup minus 3 drips on the floor of milk. We're gonna wipe that up before we get milk everywhere. Okay. And then we have 1 egg that's been beaten. And then we need 2 tablespoons of ketchup. 1. 2. Ketchup. We need 1 tablespoon. Let's move this back. We'll need 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. We need 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. So 3/4 of a teaspoon. I've got a 1/4 teaspoon. We're going to do 3 times for the salt. If I can get the salt open. So there's 1, 2, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now, it's got the little shaky thing here, and that's going to make everything go everywhere, so pop off the lid. There we go. So a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, not garlic salt, but garlic powder. And 1/4 teaspoon of ground pepper. So back to the 1/4 teaspoon. Ground pepper. All right, that's everything that goes into the meat. And then we also gonna make a little glazed topping kind of thing that goes on too. which is going to be consisting of a 1/4 cup of ketchup and we need 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get a different tablespoon from my other set because this one's got that in it. Now, so you pack, when you use brown sugar, you're supposed to pack it down. When you measure other things, you just pour it in, and when it fills it, it fills it. For some reason, whenever they talk about brown sugar, they talk about packing it down. I don't know why, but who am I to go against centuries of wisdom on brown sugar? So 1 tablespoon. And 2 packed tablespoons of brown sugar. And then the last thing is 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar. Red wine vinegar. In it goes. All right, so we're gonna mix this up real quick. I'm not gonna use my fingers for this one. I think I can do this with a spoon. Chunk of brown sugar in there that is rock hard for some reason, so I'll take that out. Okay, so that's going to be the glazed topping for the meatloaf when we get ready to put it in. And now the mixturing. So obviously it's going to be a gloppy mess, so I've got some paper towels nearby because it's going to be a gloppy mess. And I remember, this part I do remember from making meatloaf back in the day, was that it was but done by hand. They didn't use spoons. I don't know. And my mom would be over there mixing it, and we'd all be like, ew, but she did it. So now you'll be sitting there going, ew, and I'm gonna do it. So it says mix it by hand and mix it really well, like for 5 or 6 minutes. Really mix it because it says otherwise it will not, it'll like pull apart when you're pulling it out of the pan. So you need to really get in there, get all the sides scraped up there. Really mix it together. All right, so I'm gonna mix this for a couple minutes, and then when we come back, it will be ready to be put into the pan and into the oven. So we'll see you in a little while. Okay, we are mixed and slimy and ew. Okay, so I've lined a bread pan with some parchment paper because that will help pull it out once it's baked. So now the fun part, this in here. Now you want to pack it down really good in here as well, again, so that it will stay in one loaf when you pull it out. Pack it into the corners. Get it nice and evenish. Pack it down really good. Now I've preheated the oven to 350. Try to get all that excess off, not waste much of it. All right, pack it in. Okay, and as you can see, slimy. So I'm gonna get some of that off like so. That's pretty good. Now that we have the meat packed in here, I'm going to take this sauce we made earlier and drizzle it across. Use the back of the spoon to put it across the top of the meat there. All right, hopefully we'll have meatloaf. So we're gonna bake this for about 50 minutes, a little while. So I'm gonna put this in the oven because I already have it to 350. And I'll put it in there. Now, I'm gonna set my timer here in a minute because I'm gonna roast some potatoes. I did some little fingerling potatoes, little creamers they're called. Sliced them in half, sprinkled with some salt and pepper and rosemary. And they need about 15-20 minutes to bake like that. So I'll set the timer so that in about 30 minutes, it'll go off. I'll put the potatoes in, and then we'll have meatloaf and potatoes together. So we'll be back when I'm ready to pull everything back out and have a meal. So we'll see you then. We're back. I'm ready to take out some meatloaf. We hope. Some potatoes. All right, the potatoes, I will put over here. Meatloaf. We'll put here. It's looking pretty good. All right, now comes the tricky part. Supposedly I should be able to pull this right out. Huh. Alrighty. Oh, let's see. So it said let it cool for 8 to 10 minutes. That'll help hold it together. So we're gonna have it pulled out. In just a minute or two, we will come back. Well, 8 or 10 minutes or so, we'll come back. Hopefully we'll have some meatloaf to slice and put it on our plate and some potatoes and have a meal. So we'll see you in just a few minutes. All right, we're gonna give it a shot here. We're going to let it kind of finish up. We're gonna give it a couple slices here. Hopefully it holds together. Now you'll notice it's not a deep dark brown because we use turkey, so it's not going to get that ground beef brown, I don't think. So we're going to get a spatula and A slice there. Slice there. And we'll bring the plates over. Get some taters. And I'm gonna get this here. Okay, maybe I won't use a spoon. I guess I'll use a spatula for these as well, because they're not gonna come up. Here we go. All right. That. And taters. Now, what I should have done was actually make a little bit extra of that sauce that I made, because I think I'd like to drizzle a little more on top of it, but I might just have good old-fashioned ketchup or maybe some barbecue sauce or something. So anyway, we are set. I will give it a quick taste test here. Just like Grandma used to make. It's not, but it's good anyway. So there you go, meatloaf, a nooey gooey mess, but tastes really good. So see you next time.